So I was gonna post like an image of like that I was glad that I saw like movies this week, Obsession and Backrooms, right? And I'm like, oh, that's great, horror movies, right? And then like I was gonna like put a little song to them, like a music clip, and I was like, oh, you know what, like the Obsession. Well, I don't know about the Obsession. I know the Obsession has like good sound songs, but I wanted like something nondescript because I don't want to get copyright. And I'm like, okay, go with the Kane Parsons backroom stuff, right? And I'm like, oh, kind of like has that same vibe of Silent Hill, because I love the Silent Hill soundtrack. I will always love the Silent Hill soundtrack, but like what you call the Silent Hill soundtrack has a really distinct kind of horror movie, kind of unsettling vibe, like lots of like not whips and chains, chains and like industrial and like cultish sounds, right? And the Kane Parsons is more like lobby music, like really distorted eerie lobby music, and like elevator music, and like just really like you know supposed to like keep you happy, but everything's just distorted. Oh, like I guess the theme of the thing where like spoilers, where it's like this is kind of like a memory of a memory, like it's not really the you know it's not the 100% thing, it's not the it's not the original thing, it's the facsimile. It's the facsimile. Well, anyways, so anyways, I'm like, oh, like that, right? And then it got me thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, like these kind of two things are kind of related, like because any protagonist in the Silent Hill world, like they're going through these worlds where like it's nuts, it's like out of the ordinary, but they're going through them. And I'm like, oh, kind of like Kane, backrooms. And then I'm like, it just got me thinking, I'm like, do mad people keep going? I'm like, I say keep going because I'm like, do mad people keep going? Because like James was like mad, so he just kept pursuing something. And that's the kind of thing that I was like curious about with like backrooms. If you saw backrooms, spoilers, the first thing, like, well, not the first thing, but like Clark has a very unique character, and like he's you can tell a lot about him from like the couple of like the time you spent with him. So you're like, okay, he's driven, he's a little bit upset with the world, he's a little upset with himself, he's a little bit upset with everything, but he's kind of like pushing it down, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna like do something, I'm gonna like, he's very motivated but like really upset, right? But that's the thing, like like this character is very like, he's very unfulfilled and bitter. So like that's his, that's not even like going into like what happens. But then like when the situation happens where he goes into the back rooms, he keeps going, he doesn't stop, he just keeps going. And like that's where my nervousness came through. I'm like, why are you still here? Like the like I would turn back right away, and I would call somebody, I would let somebody know, or I would just like go like splash some water in my face, go to sleep, and then wake up the next day, be like, did that happen? But like, yeah, he just goes in and stays in, and he like takes a longer time than I would expect, a farther adventure into the world than I would have expected. So I'm like, do mad people keep going? I'm like, isn't that like a quality for inspirational people? Like I'm like, inspirational people were like, like what was it, hang in there kitty, or like those motivational posters where like there are some guys on a cliff, and it's like kind of like this one, if you can see it, if you can read it. I'll read what it says at the bottom. It says, goals. To reach one goals, you must start at the bottom to reach the top. So let me see if I can pull up the. So yeah, like success, the ability to go the extra mile is the secret to success. Like it's giving me this, which is like like what you call it, like there's just some sense of like keep going no matter what. And like I heard like don't give up. And I don't know if it applies to this seems like the most insane thing to like keep going at, you know what I mean? Don't give up. So I'm like, is it a Madman quality or is it a? Is this what? How do they relate? What's the Venn diagram of like don't give up and like pursue this insane thing that's happening? Cause like yeah, like and these are the only two that I kind of like that came off the top of my head. But I mean, like it could apply to a lot of horror stuff. Like I mean, like there's that joke of like people certain people go to like to a haunted house and like you hear like get out and the people go like I think we should investigate. So it's like what is it? Is it like is it a movie, is it a movie trope? Is it like just specifically for the movies where you're like, of course they have to keep going because why would you stop? There would be no movie they didn't just stop. Yeah, so it's in the games too. Like what you call it, like if you don't keep going, there's no game. But like, is it a normal thing where like you should stop? Should stop this crazy thing, or is it like, you know, keep going is the answer. Keep going is the solution, even though it seems insane. I don't know. I'm getting off topic, but that's like what just popped into my head because once again I was trying to find a song. So basically it was that, and I'm like, well, I don't know. Insane people and motivated people have the same goal in mind. So I'll leave you to that.